Base looks a little bit different. You know, I'm pretty sure we've done some, Gold has done some amazing stuff here. Got a full-on refinery. The starter ships are gone. The vehicle I crashed yesterday is probably still there. Well, that lasted long. He's still there. But, you know, we're going to take a look and see what Gold's done and give you guys a catch-up. So.
Yeah. So what I ended up doing was I noticed we needed a miner, and I'm starting to build one, and then I realized, oh hey, look, it's probably a good idea if I built one that had the drills facing down, because I said it yesterday. So I ended up, you know, getting more materials. I do a bunch of mining. I'm sure, you know, kind of boring, but I did that, and you know, finally was able to build this miner. I'm sure Bill's looking at now. So it's a mixture of hydrogen and atmospheric. You're wondering why that is because it's mainly for those that, you know, don't know or are still learning the game. It's if you have a mixture, you have a better chance of keeping it up in the air. If you go straight hydrogen, you burn hydrogen, especially in, you know, at certain servers. So here we gotta burn through hydrogen fairly quickly. So that's why it's got, you know, smaller atmospheric thrusters.
And we also use the hydrogen engine right here to power it will charge the battery without the need of a solar panel or any wind turbine, anything like that. So.
Yeah. So, and then also, since I knew that it was going to be draining power once it's being charged, I added some more windmills. Added eight. Yeah, I added 8 of them. So,
fuel low.
I'm going to have to extend it up and out.
Fuel critical.
High enough off the ground to at least get optimal. The bottom row, from what I can tell, has good. I mean, you're still getting nice power out of it, but you know, you want optimal.
Hold on.
So,
I'm an idiot. Not to help. I do not. Apparently, I lost my inventory last night somewhere. I'm wondering if I stored it. Hold on.
Probably lost it. I see you when I logged in, so.
Yep. Production. Just need to get a.
Hold on, I got you. Don't touch that.
Okay.
Okay, save it. Should be. Yep. The crafting. It'll take about a minute or so.
Okay. And what's the deal with this? We've got a gravity generator.
No, that's a projector.
Oh, so we're starting the 3D printer soon, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we can actually print some stuff. You know, we'll have to manually do it. If you wonder what this is, it's what I use to build the miner.
Okay.
So, a trick that I kind of learned from watching other YouTubers and kind of figured out was consider if you look at the way it was set up, because I was going to use the large container. So if you place a large container, and you'd have to center it, right? Well, I needed that to connect the drill to here, 2 down, and it'll allow you to angle it to where this was right at the top of the large. So I was able to access it and connect everything, and then when I was done, I just saw it off, and that was it.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's a little trick I learned. Bunch of good YouTubers out there.
Yeah,
I would not know as much as I do without them. That is for damn sure.
Yep. And you found silver yesterday. We caught that late in the video. Oh, tools. Upgraded tools. Can I stack those?
Yeah, that's what they're for. They're yours.
Awesome.
I already got a full set.
Alright.
That's what I went to go do. After you got off, I went to grab some silver because I know you need it. Because I needed it for the yield anyway. Oh no, I needed gold for the yield. But I needed silver because I figured, you know, the tools kind of really help a lot. So, yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things.
Yep. And this is basically how a lot of people start vanilla, although don't get me wrong. a lot of people in PvP will just bury themselves underground from what I've seen.
I don't blame them. I would too. Like, can't find any bitches. Even though there used to be a. It seems like they fixed it somewhat. Like, if you were to dig a hole, right?
Mhm.
And you're flying around, you could see, you know, where the land is slightly damaged, I guess you could say. And that's when you're like, okay, so that means somebody's been over there. Or something could be there, you know?
So the best
And-
bet you get is using freaking camo. Well, not camo, but harvesting tunnels in tunnels.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, oh shit, I'm about to fall. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Yeah. I should have checked. Oh well. Hey, I killed myself.
But you got to admit, this game is beautiful. We didn't say it last night, but this game really is beautiful.
Yeah. They've done a lot of things over the years. I've watched, you know, a bunch of YouTubers who played it when it first came out, and I did. I mean, I'll be the first one to admit it. And after I, you know, got out of the military, you know, I was kind of looking for something to do and just started watching YouTubers, which I normally didn't do. You know, every so often I would, but not as much as I was. And that's when I ran across this game. I watched some vanilla gameplay, and I tell you what, the original game was rough. But I give those guys credit who all, you know, continued to play the game and helped make it to what it is now. There's a lot of good modders out there. You only have one mod. It's Easy Inventory. For those of you who haven't used it or not sure what it is, what you do is you take a block, say just a normal, you know, light armor block, and you activate it, right? And it highlights and shows where you can place it and all that. Well, say you don't have the materials in your inventory. Go up to any type of a container, something that you can access. You can't do it on conveyors, but you can do it on, like, you know, connectors and things like that.
Small
Right
cargo
click.
boxes.
Yeah, you can walk up and you just, you know, if you want to change the size to large, you know, just do that and then highlight the little access point, then right click, take all the materials that you need to build it, put it in your inventory. If you don't have enough, which is, you know, awesome, is that what it'll do is you can say, for example, say I want to build a wind turbine and I don't have enough inventory space to maintain it. So you right click, it'll give you all the components, says, you know, insufficient inventory space. You start placing it, start, you know, building a little bit, you know, to get some of those materials inside, you know, into the wind turbine. Then you go back and you right click again, it'll pull the rest. And it can take you, say it takes you 10 times. It'll slowly feed you everything you can fit in your inventory so you can complete it.
Am I wrong when I say that this will also queue up everything else you need in
you can.
construction?
Yeah, you can also queue things up too if you need it. You know, you just, you know, it's a pretty simple matter. I mean,
Yeah. Are we building
Yeah.
another refinery just to speed things up?
yeah, we'll have to. Like, if you want to build, you know, if you want to queue stuff, you hold shift and right click, and it'll queue all the materials you need for that. Now you actually have to go in and, oh, I need to build this much. You know, say you need, you know, 10 of them, right? You just hold shift and control and click, and it'll queue it all up. It's so fucking awesome.
Alright, and when we're using this thing, can you pull up an image of, let's just say, the fat guy?
Alright,
And
let's
show him how to use this.
see if I have it.
I know you've printed me out one before.
I might have had a different name at the time. Yeah, I had a different name.
How do
But
I
I'll
access
do-
my blueprints again?
Oh no, it's different because, okay, so projectors, just so you reference to, you see how it's small block?
Okay, we can only do small blocks.
Yes, so we'd have to build a large block one, and since Fat Goblin is a large block, yeah, I have to build a large block one.
How
so.
about the Sprite? You can do the Sprite on this, show them that.
I never saved that one. Screens are.
Let me access my blueprints. I forget the keys to do that because it's been so long.
All right, so you just go up to it, press F, click projector, and scroll down, click blueprint, and your blueprint menu will pop up to your left. If you want to search it, it'll have a little search bar. Type in the name, and it should pop up. And then once it's done, click it. Then it should go down there, copy to clipboard, I think is what it says, and then it should project. I would say maybe up in the nose. So what you would do is you would go ahead and access it. I'll tell you which way to go. It's really easy with two people. Trying to do this,
Yeah.
you know, normally is kind of a dick unless you go into spectator.
All right. Horizontal offset, vertical offset, forward
Do you-
offset.
Do horizontal first, go from top to bottom. Okay, so that one zoomed it out. So that's right there. Go. Yeah, it should be right there. Maybe one more over. No. Go back to 0. Yep.
That is 0.
Is it?
Yep.
Alright, that's fine. Forward with it. Alright, so try that.
Forward.
Yeah. Yeah, other way. Go the other way. Other way. A little bit more. One more. Okay, stop. Okay, go back to horizontal. Move it over one tick. Oh, nope, that was too many. One more. There you go, right there. Alright, so go to vertical.
Okay. I'm on vertical.
Go up. Oh, go the other way. Alright. Alright, go back to forward
Okay.
and move it the opposite direction by 1. One more. There you go, right there. Stop right there. See? Alright, you're good. Okay, so other YouTubers showing how to do it. This will be your connection point. So when you start building, you will be able to build from this point. So the highlighted, where you at? So come in here. So you see the highlighted part?
Yep.
The highlighted part means that you can build it. Okay. The rest of the great stuff is that you cannot, because it is grayed out, means it's not connected yet. So essentially you have to start from the front and work your way all the way back.
Okay.
If you have welders, they're great, especially if I would have built this all out down below, it would actually should be able to build most of it, if not all of it. And as long as you got the materials.
Yeah, and this is kind of one of our go-to fighters. I know you can buy these at the stations and everything, but they are really good ships. They're a mixture of hydrogen as well as
Ion, and it has some atmospheric.
Yeah.
The atmosphere I wouldn't trust too much.
no, but we've flown this thing in atmosphere. It flies really well.
Yeah, it's just you're not used to atmosphere, then I wouldn't try it.
No, it's this one is one of those ships that it's in the game, but I mean, we've got a lot of ships that are from the game. So
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we like to do is, there's a lot of the modders that are out there, a lot of cool mods are out there. So what we do is, I'll run across, a modded ship or whatever, and, I'll tailor it to whatever I want or whatever I need, and kind of make it my own,
yeah,
which is, which is nothing wrong with it. Because I can tell you, I mean, you run across a ship, you're like, oh, okay, this is great, but I need it to do this, or I need this a little bit more of firepower, or I need more armor, especially vanilla. Jesus, armor is an amazing thing. If you've got the materials, that's the only bad part. If you don't have the materials, sometimes a lighter ship, can get you from point A to point B just as good as an armored one. Because armored weighs more, so it's gonna, require more thrust and everything else to get it moving. And if you want to get onto a planet like we're on now, yeah, definitely do not use Ion if you're trying to get Ion won't help you.
Or a moon for that instance, because even if you don't have enough thrust in those ion engines, a moon's gonna fucking crash your ship. We've learned that the hard way.
You can. I have done it, but it takes a lot more than you normally would need it if you're in open space. I learned that by just doing it. Built a few ships, small block ships, and I was able to do it. So it's just one of those things you just gotta, figure out what works. But usually, if you're on a planet or a moon, or that's where you plan on going, you definitely want at least hydrogen.
Yeah, planets and moons, especially in PvP, are great places to hide. It's just you have to tailor your ships to the planet or moon you're on.
Yeah. It's like I've been on Earth. I've played on, I guess, Earth, Mars.
1 sec. Keep talking for 1 sec.
And a few others. It just depends on what you plan on doing. Each planet has its pros and cons. Just kind of be aware of that. She probably still does. It's a little bit harder to find, just in general. But I can tell you, if you don't feel like running around trying to find it, you can still build hydrogen. One thing about Mars, I noticed there's a lot of underground ice patches, even if you're away from the North Pole. So it's still viable. Hydrogen can still be your breadwinner.
Hydrogen's by far my favorite, by the way.
Yeah. Well, it's like if you're in, 0G, hydrogen's amazing. I mean, ions are amazing because they don't require fuel; they just require energy.
Yep.
But the other side of that is, there's actually I can't remember the guy's name. He actually it was a while back, and I saw it on it was Reddit. He posted it and showed the thrust variations between the atmospheric, hydrogen, and ion. And out of them all, hydrogen is the best, but it burns fuel. You have to have it. So it's kind of one of those things that you just kind of have to weigh. Do you have the materials? Do you have the ice to constantly keep pumping into it?
Yeah.
If not, then maybe ion's your best way to go. Especially if you put some solar panels and stuff on it and some batteries. Even if you're lacking some uranium, if you do that, you should be okay for a while.
Well, I mean, it's not that I'm arguing with you, but I'm saying like one of our primary ships we've used for salvage, we've used to get it on planet, fucking pick things up on planet. It's the Fatty. We will show you guys the ship later because it is so useful. I can't imagine a game where we don't build at least one to get us where we need to go. But that thing burns completely hydrogen, and it's amazing. It sucks down fuel like a fat pig, which is why we call it the Fatty, but God, I love that ship.
Yeah. Yeah, it was based on a mod where I don't remember what mod it came in, and I'll be honest with you, I don't remember. And it was one of the derelict ships that you can run across, or it could be in the main game. I don't remember, but it's essentially we modded it and we designed it specifically for certain purposes and went straight to hydrogen. And yeah, it's quick.
Yeah. It's definitely a jack of all trades ship.
Yeah. But yeah, it does burn through a lot of hydrogen fuel. Yeah. There's a reason why we call it the Fat Goblin.
Yeah, and we have a few variations of it. We have one that's designed completely for war. We have one that's designed to sense ore from a pretty good distance. And,
yeah. Yeah, eventually, when we get there, plan on, trying to make the Lotus. The Lotus, well, yeah. The Lotus is for those of you who didn't watch the last stream, it's a station. If you ever run across a derelict little space station, right, it's really small. It's not very big. And it's usually all messed up and everything else. Well, I took that and I made it, I would say, 10 times bigger?
At least 10 times.
And the only thing that's probably original that's left of it is probably some of the, light armor and one of the tanks, hydrogen tanks. After that, I think everything else has been replaced. and it's been made bigger to where it can hold 4 fighters in it, and it's got 3 refineries and 3 assemblers on it, full on assemblers and refineries, not the smaller versions.
It's also our jump ship.
Yeah, it has 4 jump drives.
Energy low.
It's got, well, no, it's got more than that. It's got like 3 or 4.
I think it's got 4 large cargo containers because we put one in each side.
Something like that. It's been a while. And it's got a lot, and I mean a lot of batteries. And it's got 1 reactor, large reactor, but it's got a lot of solar panels. So usually you keep it in the sun and it's like charging everything, and it's like, it's not that big of a deal. It's actually pretty awesome.
Honestly, if we spawned that in, we'd probably crash this server since it's so small.
Yeah. And the last blueprint I have was just
potato?
Well, yeah, Jesus. Yeah. We had built a massive ship. It was based on a small grid design that I built, and I'm like, let's make it bigger. And it is close to, the original I could get it. It's supposed to be bigger, but since it was starting to cause a lot of problems with the server, I said, okay, it's probably a good idea not to do that. So I scrapped what I had, downsized it, and then rebuilt it, and then, it has mods.
Why don't we spawn in the vanilla smaller one so we can show them what we're talking about, then we'll just delete it because, most of these people have not seen our designs yet. This, guys, is an original design done by Gold here, and mind you, he's brilliant when it comes to design. I'm better at salvaging shit, making it our own. But...
Wow, I think I'm okay. I don't think I'm that great, but let me see here if I can find it. There it is. Where is it at?
And I know this episode we're not supposed to show everything off, but we're trying to introduce you guys because episode 1 was kind of
So here it is. So this is the design. It is all heavy armor. It is designed for space. It is not designed for ground. I was working on a variant for it, but it's extremely difficult. So if you look here in the center, you'll see a rocket launcher right behind it, where I'm at. Nope, no, that's outside. Where is it at? It's in one of these corners. It's like a little groove. There's an access point to access. It might be on your side.
No, I think it's on your side.
I don't fucking remember. It's been so long.
And by the way, this thing is actually really hard to see through. So.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
By the way,
this is where you would get in, guys. There is a small slit here somewhere. I forget where, but it literally you have to look like fuck. I'm in the ship. You actually have to look at a certain angle in order to get into the cockpit. You can only fly it by hitting V. You cannot fly this by first-person perspective at all.
But, no, and it has a few drawbacks, and I'll admit that it does. But one thing it can do is it can take a nice little amount of punishment, and it can.
And it can dish it out. I mean, look at this. You've got 8 times 4 Gatling guns facing forward. 8 times 4, isn't that 32?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking on the map. That's 32 guns facing forward. Trust me, this ship right here, if somebody were to build it, trust me, we're going to build it, especially if we go PvP, which we're planning on it eventually. This ship right here can take on ships much bigger. I mean, this thing is built to punch above its weight class.
Yeah, and we plan on once we get some of the newer people in, teach them the game, how everything works, and then, once if they're comfortable, we're not gonna just say, oh yeah, we're just gonna do it. No, we're gonna say they're comfortable, and then we're gonna, let them build some stuff, let them get used to the crafting system, because it's different than many other games.
Oh yeah.
And then we'll go from there. But yeah, yeah. Needless to say, we made a much bigger version of this. It became a 1-for-1 variant of it.
Although we had a lot more guns.
Yeah, a lot more. Because a lot of the grooves and a lot of the sides had more cannons and shit. Needless to say, we even had the shield mod on, and NPCs had shields. Their shields didn't last very long.
It was one broadside, and fucking the way that thing's designed, one broadside, you got 3 sides firing.
Yeah, so it was just kind of, and it used an anti-grav system, or a grav drive is what a lot of guys call it. If you don't know what that is, it's really simple. You use a gravity generator and a mass what's it called?
It's a big block that says mass driver or something like that, and we'll look it up. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up right now.
Artificial mass. Yeah, I knew it was mass. But you use those two, as long as you have enough power, and you can propel yourself forward, reverse, side to side, up, down, if you tailor it right. Well, we use that as its main drive. Granted, we did have,
ion
thrusters and everything else, but it was easier to get up to speed with the grav drive than...
Believe it or not, we built it on Planet, and then we flew it up with the Lotus. So the Lotus has enough power behind it to carry a ship that's on my screen right now, but it was a 1-for-1 scale, had enough power to carry that ship into fucking orbit. So
yeah, it was on a massive asteroid.
Yep.
And
oh yeah, we didn't build it up there though. We built the majority of it on Planet.
Did we?
Yeah, we built the majority of it on Titan.
Yeah, it was on one of yeah, we did. And yeah, so needless to say, yeah, it was huge. It was a big ass endeavor, but we had all the materials anyway, so it didn't really matter.
Nope.
So one of the other, things that we did was to make our life easier was use the Nano build and repair system. It's a mod. That mod is awesome.
Oh yeah, we got to give that guy props because he's been involved unknowingly in our shenanigans. We do not know him personally, but fuck, guy has a gameplay style.
It's extremely powerful. Ended up, there's a mod and a few other things, and it had a junk ship in it, and it looked like it had like wannabe balloon on top of it, but it had thrusters and other stuff in it, and then 2 pylons that came down. It was like an airship, essentially, but it was a junker. And I modified that. I gutted so much out of the top and added a bunch of other crap to the bottom that all I had pretty much up top was a crap ton of bobs. And we also had the shield mod on, so I put the shield on it, and I'm like, okay.
Like 11 large containers on that bitch?
Some crap. It was retarded. And just pull up like, oh, hey, look, that looks cute. Just run up to somebody, to an NPC ship, and just let it just shred it to pieces. It's firing at us. Doesn't matter. It's, by the time they did anything, all their guns were disabled and torn apart and just stripping it down for parts. We're like, okay, who's next? Yeah. It was just retarded.
It takes all the fun out of the gameplay. It's funny the first few times you do it, but trust me, there was a reason we reset that game very quickly.
Yeah.
That game only lasted, 2 weeks?
Yeah. Yeah, it got to the point where it was kind of ridiculous. We could build anything we wanted, and we had a bunch of other ships that we were working on, and it's like, we can stomp a mud hole in everything in the game at that point. Yeah, there were some things that would give us problems, but we had enough components that we could easily build another one. It's like we ended up getting one ship that we hijacked, and I pretty much stripped out a bunch of stuff and we built it, right?
Yeah.
And you remember it. I'm like, oh, dude, that's cool. That's a cool ship. And I built you one.
Yep.
And I just 3D printed that bitch. That was all it was. And the Bob just built it. It was what, like 20, 30 minutes? It was done.
Yeah. I seriously, once we get the cannon mods installed, I want to build a few more Hyperions.
Yeah.
Yeah, those things were awesome. Light armor Corvettes that were just insanely quick. Because we redesigned them from the ground up to be fucking quick and just decimate people.
Yeah. And, you know, I mean, so one of our things is that we like the mods. Vanilla is fun. Don't get me wrong. I do like vanilla. There's so much that vanilla. Yeah, vanilla has a lot of things to offer. If you understand, once you realize that vanilla has a lot of great things to it, and mods just kind of enhance the gameplay, and you look at that perspective, and you do it that way, it's great. But if you start doing it to overhaul the game because you're bored of it, then I can understand, because it can get repetitive and get boring, especially if you're playing by yourself.
And if you're playing by yourself, shoot us a message. Seriously.
Yeah.
You can find us at the Infernal Legion Discord. I have no idea how to contact us other than the Infernal Legion Discord. I mean, seriously.
Yeah. You're welcome to join it. We're still starting up, so I mean, trying to get everything right. I mean, any advice, any words of wisdom.
Oh, we also play other games too. We play Conan, Tom Clancy's The Division 2, Star Citizen. If you're into any kind of space junkie game, we would love to play with you. So freaking find the Infernal Legion Discord and by all means give us a shout out. So because we don't need people to play with, but we want more people to play with. Just don't be an asshole. Because trust me, we've got that job covered.
Yeah, and understand that we're also prior military. So, yeah, we'll say things and do things that people will be like, what the hell? That's just how we are.
Well, we're prior Navy engineers. I mean, you were in IT for more of your career, but you said it yourself. You took that fuck you attitude with you no matter where you were.
Yeah. And I tell you, I mean, if you're prior service, hey, you're more than welcome to join us. We appreciate it. I love talking to, both my parents are retired military, both they're Army. I had a cousin in the Air Force, my grandfather's Air Force and Army and Navy. My great uncle was Marine, so I've had family in different branches of the military, so it doesn't matter what branch. As long as you're willing to have fun and talk shit, and vice versa, we have no problem. I know there's some people who might get offended by it, but, my personal opinion is that's you. You want to get offended, get offended. I can't control you.
Yeah.
So.
And, I gotta say this much. I am trans, and I have been kicked out of so many rooms because as ex-military, I find the fact that I call myself a dirty fucking tranny absolutely hilarious, and it fucking pisses so many goddamn people off. They're just like, that's not funny, that's disparaging. Fuck you! You know what? You can go suck a big black dick. I really don't care. But yeah, I mean, if you have that fucking military sense of humor where you don't give a fuck and you're gonna say a joke that's funny as shit regardless of fucking whether it's PC or not, by all means, hit us up.
Yeah. And the whole thing is, we're here to have fun, talk shit, just do shit. There's nothing more to it than that.
Yep.
I mean, if you want to game with us, cool. And if not, hey, there's a bunch of gamers out there that I'm sure would love to have you.
Yep. And we're not going to knock anyone for any game they play except Fortnite. Fortnite's the devil.
It's the devil.
I need a priest.
Praise the Lord.
All right. So what's on the agenda for today?
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.